एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू ट्रैवल स्टोरी टेलर। हाउ आर यू ऑल। और आज का ब्लॉग थोड़ा स्पेशल होने वाला है क्योंकि इट्स 1 मंथ ओवर दैट वी हैव ओन्ड दिस किया क्लैविस ईवी और आज हम लोग करने वाले हैं रेंज टेस्ट। और बैंगलोर टू काबिनी वी विल कवर अराउंड 250 किलोमीटर।
Promised, we are doing our range test. Today we are going to Kabini, which is around 250 kilometers from where we are starting from, and we have done a full charge. Our next stop is Mysore, where we are going to charge our car next. But this video is going to be mostly range test. So we started from Bangalore. The order was showing 774 kilometers. We charged all the way up to 100% and we're heading to Mysore, which is around 155 kilometers from Bangalore. किलोमीटर पर किलोवाट है 8.4, ये बढ़ रहा है। ये सुबह सुबह मैंने थोड़ा अपना एसी बंद किया है, थोड़ा सा खिड़कियाँ खोल दी है। ऐसे यूजुअली जब ऑफिस जाते हैं थोड़ी गर्मी रहती है और पॉल्यूशन भी रहता है, तो अंदर में एसी ऑन करता हूँ तो 6 तक भी दिखाता है। अभी 8.4 तक आ चुका है, विच इज़ गुड। अगर ये बढ़े तो मेरा रेंज भी बढ़ेगा।
We are crossing Trinity Circle now. Roads are very empty. Maybe yesterday was 2nd October plus Dashera holiday. To see Bangalore little traffic free or less traffic.
ट्रैफिक नहीं रहे और अगर एसी भी बंद रखो क्योंकि ठंडा है आज, अभी तो एसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है। तो 9.9 तक भी सिटी के लिमिट के अंदर में पहुंच गया। अभी शायद रास्ते पे जाऊंगा तो 10 भी पहुंच जाएगा, देखते हैं। तो अभी लाइट फुट रख रहा हूँ, ज़्यादा मतलब एक्सीलरेट करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है कि आराम से, ट्रैफिक ज़्यादा नहीं है। आई एम ट्राइंग द अडेप्टिव क्रूज कंट्रोल फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम in the Bangalore-Mysore highway. Lane keep assist plus adaptive cruise control. So all you have to do is you'll have to press this button. Okay, then you can like adjust your whatever speed that you want to take. By like this you can switch it on. Whatever speed. So I had 80 kilometers per hour. So it was like, I took my foot out of the accelerator, and then it was following the lane. 67. Adaptive cruise control automatically slows down if the traffic ahead of you slows down, and lane keep assist keep the lane. So adaptive cruise control plus lane keep assist, as you can see, the road is bending a little bit, and at the same time the steering is also automatically adjusting to the lane and it is keeping the lane. So this is a stress-free driving. So this is something that I have tried. Get to my notebook now, guys. Coming out with the calculation of the total range of Kia Carens Clavis EV, it takes time, effort. So a like and subscribe to the channel would be really helpful, because I am doing all this hard work for you guys to know what is the range, doing the trip, right, and then coming out with all the numbers, all this maths and all this detailed. So I would definitely want you guys to like and subscribe to the channel, please. So I would appreciate if you do that. Now coming to the the total calculation, right? So what I have done is divided into trips. So this was a Bangalore to Kabini trip, total 471 kilometer I did travel, right? So I am dividing it into trip by trip. So first leg was Bangalore to Mysore. The start kilometer was 774 and the charge was 100% of the charge. Distance is 155 divided by 35. So 155 is the total distance covered. 35% is 35 is the charge consumed into 100, which will come to 442.86 kilometer. But this was just the first leg. Now I'll talk about all the legs for you to get a complete understanding of what is the range that you could get, right? What are the ranges in the larger trips, what are the ranges in the shorter trips and all that. But also the conditions of the driving also is responsible for getting a good or not that good range also, right? So I'll also have to talk about the conditions, right? So this was pretty early in the morning that I did this trip, okay? And I did not switch the AC in the first half, and 45 minutes I spent in the city. The remaining time I spent in the highway. And the temperature was on the lower side, right, in somewhere in 20s, in the maybe 20 to 23 or maybe less, right? So and the max speed that I covered was 100 kilometer per hour. So these things are also does matter in getting this. So 442 is a pretty decent range, right? But let's talk about the other legs, right? After reaching Mysore, right, I gave it in charging. So from 65%, I charged to 95% again. So start trip 929 kilometer, end trip 995 kilometer. The distance traveled was 66 kilometers. The charge that was consumed was 14 kilometers. The range with the same calculation that I did above, right, is 66 divided by 14 into 100. It's coming to 471.4 kilometers range. So this is a lot more than the one that we got above, right? Things are looking really good now, right? On the range side, 471.4 kilometer range is pretty good. But I have to talk about how did I achieve this range. So in this leg, I was driving, I might be driving not more than 60 kilometer per hour in this entire, trip. The traffic was nil, I would say, minimal to nil. And the temperature was also not very hot, but although, it was reaching from 9 till 11, so it was not noon yet, okay? Then I was keeping a very light foot in the accelerator, right? I was not accelerating, deaccelerating very fast. It was, just to drive the range I was, driving. So in such driving conditions, you might be able to achieve 471 kilometers car range is what this trip shows, right? Now let's take the third one, right? When I was in Kabini, so I parked the car and I was doing smaller trips inside Kabini. Right? Kabini is like a jungle, right? So in order to go to the safari point and coming back to the resort, then trying to go here and there a little bit. So I did cover 30 kilometers like that, okay? And multiple halts were there. Car was standing in the sun for some time because there was no shade and all that. So based on that, the range for this leg, right, a smaller, very very smaller leg of 30 kilometers, charge consumed was around 9% charge was consumed, right? So started at 81. So when I reached Kabini, it was 81%. When I was exiting Kabini, it was 72%. So and 30 kilometers was covered. So totally, the range that came was 30 divided by 9 into 100, which is 333 kilometer. Correct. So this was a pretty drop, but just to this will give you an idea that if you're doing a multiple hot smaller trips inside the city and all that, possibly your range will not be that good, right? So inside the city the range will be smaller. If you do smaller trips, multiple trips, the range will be smaller. So let's get the bigger picture and see the other ones as well, right? And then so this was the the returning, right? So from the Kabini, yesterday we started to Mysore, right? So start was 1025 kilometers and was 1094 kilometers. Total distance covered was 69 kilometers. The charge when I started was 72 kilometers. When I ended, it was 55% remaining. The charge consumed was 17%. The range as per the calculation now came to 405.8. Now if you see the same almost the same trip when I was doing Mysore to Kabini was pretty good, right? 471. But now while returning back, I just got 405. So what was different? The different was the time of the day, right? This was, I started noon, 12 in the noon I started. There was good amount of traffic, right? Our definition of traffic while we are in Bangalore is a little different, but then it would be a good amount of traffic if you say in Mysore that we faced. So maybe those contributed to all this drop in the range, right? So 405.8 kilometers the range I got now. So this is giving some picture, right, of the how is the range based on the conditions and the driving style and all that. The last leg of the journey was now Mysore to Bangalore. I did a charge again from 55 to 95% I charged. Okay, so the distance covered now was 156 kilometer. Charge consumed was 42 kilometers, and the range that I got this time was a little less, 371.4. Why is this a lot less than when I did Bangalore to Mysore, which was 442 to 371.5? Why did this happen? I need to explain this, right? So now while returning back, it was noon. First of all, the AC was completely on all throughout the day. I did also use my ventilated seats and all that in between. But the major difference was the traffic, right? While returning back, I got the usual heavy traffic in Bangalore, right? I spent around 2 hours just to navigate inside Bangalore. So to come to Bangalore from Mysore, it took me 2 hours, and inside Bangalore I traveled 2 hours again, right? In heavy traffic. So this was the difference. So the traffic does contribute to the drop in range. Still things are looking pretty good. Like I was expecting 350 around, right? But to my surprise, the range is coming better than that, right? And sometimes it could go all the way up to 471 kilometers, which is pretty good. Now let's now have a summarized version of what the range of this complete trip is, right? So one way is to do an average of all this. The other way is to do the same thing for the entire trip, right? Which is what I did here, the complete trip range. Now, when I started, it was 774 kilometers and 1250, right? So distance covered was 476 kilometers. So what I now did is I did 100% charge, and all the top ups that I made, I added all of that. Okay, So 100% charge was the beginning. 30% again I charged in Mysore while I started the trip, and when I was returning back, it was again 40% charge I topped up. So total 170% you can say charge to start with. And at the end of the trip, the charge that remained was only 53%. So if you say the total percentage battery consumed for this entire trip of 476 kilometer is 117, right? 50 170 minus 53, which is 117 kilometer percent charge. So same maths. In 117% charge, the distance covered is 476 kilometer. So in 1% charge, the distance covered is 476 divided by 117. So in 100% charge, the distance covered will be, which will be the total range, which is 476 divided by 117 into 100. So if you do this calculation, the total range will come, which is 406.8 kilometer for Kia Carens Clavis EV HTX Plus extended range 51.4 kilowatt hour battery pack. So this is your final range. So guys, please like and subscribe the channel and the video. Please like and please also comment, right? Your comments really gives me all the motivation I need to post these kind of videos. Thank you guys. I hope that this answered your queries. Thank you so much. So we are trying the adaptive cruise control and the lane keep assist in Bangalore to Mysore highway. The traffic is considerably less now, and this is the perfect road in India possibly to test this. Although people do not follow the lane discipline as much, so sometimes doing lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control could be just like this guy, right? Just crossed me like this. So the adaptive cruise control kicked in, and it slowed down the vehicle. I am not, I have got my foot outside of the accelerator, but still I have kept my hand in the steering so that in case that I'll have to make some adjustments, I can do that. Good thing is I am keeping my lane, I am in my lane, and I have a little peace of mind while driving. Soon we will post how to plan for a trip, a long trip just like this one. I used the static charger to charge this time, which we found in Nexus Mysore Mall, which is around 60 kilowatt charger that we got. We took a 1 hour break to charge and used the static charge, its static app itself, which we installed before the trip, and use the same static app to find the charger we wanted to charge. We also wanted some place where we can eat easily. This is a 60 kilowatt hour DC fast charger, which didn't take much time for to charge. Here also a few more chargers are there from Jio-bp. Chargers are there.
We are in Nexus Mysore Mall. We took a break here for charging. It's a very good option because washrooms are there in the mall. You can use it. Domino's, and this is a food court, so Chinese, KFC, everything is available, and they are open 9:30, so you can have some food.
A lot of options.
Yeah, hello. So yeah, we completed our charging. We charged all the way up till 95%. Uh, so initially I had a setting to stop the charging at 90%. So somewhere around 88% it automatically stopped the charging. So there were a couple of food courts where we were spending some time. So around 15 minutes or so it was not charging. We came down and then initiated the charge from 88% to 95%, and it took around 10 minutes for us to charge that much. So overall, to figure out how to do the charging, to spend some time there, and this incident, it took around an hour, a little more than an hour stoppage for us. In between we freshened ourselves and had something to eat. Yeah, now we are going directly to our Fireflies resort in Kabini with 95% of charge remaining. I hope that we are able to return a place where we can find another charger.
Travel storyteller, and we are in Fireflies Kabini.
So it is almost the end of the day. We started from Bangalore. The odometer was somewhere around 774 kilometers, and we reached Kabini. The odometer currently is 995. Around 221 kilometers we covered. We stopped for charging in between. um, so uh, but the charge did not fall that drastically while we came to Mysore. We started with 100% of charge. By the time that we reached uh, Mysore, it was 65% of the battery was still left. And so it was around 155 kilometers travel till Mysore, 65% of charge, right? And then reaching here, it was so we did one charging in there using the static fast charger. So total, uh, we again did a refill of 95% of the battery, all right? And we started up all over again. By the time that we reached here, right, another 75 kilometers from Mysore, right? It was 81%, so still it is in high you know uh, charge, right? So we can easily do some more uh, small small trips while we are here easily. We don't have that anxiety anymore, right? We do have ample charge, and we are pretty sure that we can reach. Um, would We do need to do another round of charging. Yeah. As far as the calculation goes as of now, right? So I did, drive light-footed. I did not do a very aggressive driving, given that the traffic while we were coming out from Bangalore was really low, right? And then we did not face much of traffic, right, while we came here, and that's the reason why we could uh, travel in very short time. We arrived uh, before time here, right? Luckily, we got our room, and we, could freshen up and
we could enjoy a little bit more, right? um, but yeah, I mean, 221 kilometers one time charge. If we did do the maths, even if we do the maths, of 155 kilometers with 35% of charge, right? I think the maths come to more than 400 kilometers of range easily, which is far exceeding what I was expecting, or what the other places where it was reported, right? So I think it should be more than 400 kilometers of range that you can get in this vehicle. In fact, I think it could be around 450 kilometers of range, right? That you could get it, yeah, if you are light-footed, right? No spirited driving, right? So you could easily make that. So I would definitely think that 400 is easily achievable. 400 would be easily achievable, right? And in case if you drive properly, right, you could get 400. Because if you go by very fast, obviously your range will drop. So if you just see, right, 65% battery was still left while we reached Mysore, which is 155 kilometers from my home, right? So the calculation is 35% of the battery, you can go 155 kilometers. So just do the maths, you can get like it will be around 450 kilometers of range that you are getting, right? And then even if you do 221, and the total percentage of the battery that I have consumed till now is 49% that I have consumed till now, right? So 221 in 49% of the battery, right? So obviously it will go beyond 440 something, right? 400 and 450 400 and
Both way we calculated 450.
yeah, but yeah, definitely it is more than 440 to somewhere around 450, right? So that is approximately the range that I am getting from the vehicle. Hope that helped you. Please like, share and do subscribe, because we have been meticulously doing this for people who are planning or who have bought the Kia Carens Clavis EV and are looking for these kind of information, right? Which is not, too many people are giving the first hand account of these information. So yeah, so that there you are, and we will conclude and this part of the journey, but obviously we have time to go back again here tomorrow to do the full range, right? So up till now it has been pretty good, but the thing is, things that I have done is almost 40% of the time the AC was off, right? Because it was early in the morning, I did not need the AC that much. Later half of the day, or more than the later half of the day, the AC was on, right? So that's how it was. Now while going back, it would be mostly AC on, right? Obviously I also did cruise control, right, over and then did not exceed around 100 kilometers per hour. So
We are in Kabini and we have booked the Jeep Safari.
পয়সা পায় এখানে পোজ মারার জন্য। কত বডি,
কত, মাই গড।
টাইগারের জন্য অনেক খাবার আছে। So we are starting back to Bangalore. We will give a stop in the middle in Mysore. Let me show you how the meter reading is right now from here, right, and the percentage of battery. So it is 1025 kilometers with 72% of the battery still remaining, and we are starting up. 55% charge is already there. 1094 kilometers are done. I've kept it for charging and static again in the same location. So it's showing that it will take around 1 hour and 9 minutes to charge. So we will go and have something for ourselves by the time that this is charging. So I'm charging at the same location that I charged before. Luckily I got this free, so I am charging at the same location again. So I'll spend some time, have my lunch, and then we'll see you back.
From Mysore to Bangalore we reached in 3 hours. And from Kengeri to Bodhikeri it is showing more than 2 hours, and you won't believe we are in KR market right now and the traffic is standstill. Let me show you how it is.
It was expected, wasn't it? Wasn't it expected? Kilometer per kilowatt hour has dropped to 7 again.
This is like so frustrating. Today being Saturday it is this condition, then tomorrow I don't know, after a long holiday, when tomorrow most of the people will be back, what will be the case?
No, we have to show what is the current condition. That 7 kilometer per kilowatt we are getting. Right.
It's so frustrating to reach Bangalore and then waiting for hours in the traffic to reach home. I think all the fellow Bangaloreans, all our Bangalore friends can agree to this point.
Yeah, I just reached Bangalore. So from 95% right now it is 60%, right? So with this much amount of charging, we actually reached from home to Mysore, right? And we still have a 1 hour left. So I think going back, because of traffic and all that, the mileage that we got was a little less. So and right now it is 7 kilometer per kilowatt it's showing, right? And the kilometers still traveled is 1225. I'll do all the calculations to again show like the mileage that we got to and fro, right? So it's varying conditions, right? So maybe while going to Mysore,
Mysore and Kabini.
yeah, we might be going downhill, and then while coming back it was uphill possibly, and then while going back 40% of the time we didn't have to switch on the AC because it was anyway cold, right?
Early morning.
Early morning, but while coming back we started at around 12 p.m. Right, so AC was on throughout the entire journey, right? So that may be the reason that.
And then while going, because we started in early in the morning, the traffic was not there, entire Bangalore. But now we are facing the high to Bangalore traffic.
The normal Bangalore traffic, right? Which is like very high traffic. So yeah, so taking all those varied conditions, I'll then come out with now the average. I think that we did post
Yesterday, only for yesterday while going, it was 450 around.
according to the
Calculations.
But now we will do
Now,
one more calculation.
correct. While coming back, you need to do once again. We are at last in home. Time is around 7:12, and we'll show you the meter board. It's around 190 kilometer left. Let me show you the meter board.
53% is remaining, and total 1250 kilometers we have traveled. So now we will have to do the calculation totally. 53%.
When we started, it was 774.
774.
Yeah.
And
Now 1250.
now 1250. We'll
So around a 426 kilometers we have traveled up and down. No, not 476. 476 kilometers we have traveled up and down.
yeah.
So now we'll go freshen up, and he'll do the calculations and share the budget, the expense, the range, what we got, everything.
Yeah, mainly the range,
And how much you spend?
and a little bit on how much it costs to do this kind of trips on a public charger.
Yes.